Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to talk about writing equations of a polynomial function given a description. So your first step is to write the roots or x-intercepts in factored form. So an example here just says if the x-intercept is at -4, that becomes x plus 4 as a factor. Your second step is to plug in the y-intercept or a coordinate they give you for the function so that we can solve for a, the leading coefficient. And then you want to write the function in factored form with its a value at the end. So this first example says, write the equation of a polynomial having zeros at -1, 4, 2, and passing through 3, 10. All right, so we're going to start with our first step and write out this function in factored form. We're going to put an a where the leading coefficient goes because we need to solve for it. All right, so I'm writing this out now. It'll be y equals a times x plus 1 times x minus 4 times x minus 2. And I'm just writing the opposites of those x-intercepts they gave us. Okay, now I'm going to plug in the point that it passes through. It passes through 3, 10. So that means in the place of my y, I'm going to plug in 10. And in the place of my x, I'll plug in 3. All right. Once you plug that stuff in, you just want to simplify and solve for a. And to simplify, we're going to simplify the parentheses first. So it'll be 10 equals a times 4 times -1 times 1. And then, we divide at the end after we multiply. So a is equal to -10 over 4. And I wish I would have simplified this to -5 over 2. So we're going to pretend I did. All right, your last step now is just to write out the first step basically, but now you'll put your a value in there. So a is -10 over 4 times x plus 1 times x minus 4 times x minus 2. And that's it. All right, and again, you could simplify that. I should have simplified that a value to -5 over 2. All right, let's do another one. So this one says, write the equation of a polynomial having a double root at 5, a triple root at -2, and a y-intercept at 14. Okay, so I'm going to circle my roots real quick, my x-intercepts. And while I'm circling them, let's start thinking about what does a double root look like as a factor? What does a triple root look like as a factor? It's also telling us that it has a y-intercept at 14, and that's going to give us an x and y that we can plug in. The coordinates would be 0, 14. 0 for x, 14 for y. All right, so let's start this problem. First step, you want to write it out in factored form. Notice my double root is being squared and my triple root is being cubed because that's what their factors will look like. Now we're going to plug in the x and y. 0 for x, 14 for y. We're substituting so we can solve for a, the leading coefficient. All right, and then from there, we just continue simplifying so that we can continue solving for a. All right, we'll finish off here by dividing. After we multiply this, we'll divide. 14 equals 200a, and a is equal to 14 over 200. Now this time I did actually continue and simplify it completely, like you guys should do. So that simplified completely is 7 over 100. So now I'm going to rewrite my first row of work, that red stuff. I'm going to rewrite that red row of work with my a value in there, my leading coefficient. And the leading coefficient is 7 over 100, and the factors are x minus 5 squared, x plus 2 cubed, and that's it. We wrote the equation.